Hello, friends that live within the internet. My name is John, and in this video, I'm going to teach you about a package that you can install, which is going to provide file name linting into your NPM based projects. Now, like the good little software engineers that we all are, we all strive to write high quality software. Now, one issue of writing high quality software is that we're all human, we all make mistakes. So one way we can improve quality is through linting tools. Now, as a developer, you're probably used to using something like an ESLint or a Pristify, and these tools will ensure that your code is written to a consistent standard and that you've written things in a nice way. So the plugin we're going to look at today is called LSLint, and it's exactly the same, however it works on directory and file names. So this package is going to make sure that when people create new projects, new files, new directories, that all the names are written in a consistent way, and if they're not, then the plugin is going to fail the build and then people can't run the solution. So people are going to have to write nice file names in order for them to build software. This is really cool. I've only found about this package fairly recently, and I definitely recommend that you should install it. It's going to take about 5 minutes, super simple, and it's going to just massively improve the code base quality in all of your projects. So stick around and learn how to do it. Now we've got to the stage in the video where I say, smash that subscribe button. My name is John and I do weekly YouTube videos on web development and productivity. So if you like that sort of stuff, smash subscribe. Now, assuming you've done that, let's get into the meat of this and install LSLint and configure it. We are starting off with a fresh, clean slate. I've opened up Visual Studio Code and fired up the terminal. So the first thing we're going to do is create the npm package. So let's do npm init. And as you can see, because we're badasses, we're just going to hit return for all these options. I'll do it clear. So now we've got a package.json created, as we can see here. The next thing is to install this plugin. So it's called LSLint. So we're going to do an npm install, and it's just going to be an ls-lint LSLint, and then because it's a dev dependency rather than a prod dependency, we're just going to do that --save -dev. So if this goes according to plan, we should get one package added successfully. Beautiful. Now let's have a look within our package.json. In here you can see we've got the packages installed, which is nice. And then let's create a script. So in here, instead of having test, let's get rid of this and call our script lint. Now, because I'm using a Windows PC, unfortunately, I need to do a node modules, just like this. And then I need to do a .bin and then a LSLint. Now, if you're using a Mac, I think you can just call LSLint directly and it's much easier. However, like a lot of things in Windows, there's a lot of more hoops to jump through. So now we should be able to do an npm run lint to run that script, and let's see what happens. We bump into an error straight away, which is expected. Let's just get my little zoom it working. There we go. So the problem we've got, if you saw the error right here, is that this .ls-lint.yaml file has not been created. And this is an essential step for getting this plugin to work. And this is how we're going to configure everything. So in here, let's create some files. First, let's create a Git Ignore. In here, I'm just going to quickly put in node modules because it will bug me later on if I forget to do that. And then let's create this .ls-lint.yaml. So in here, there we go, YAML. In here, we can define our rules and our naming conventions. So we start off with an ls. Now, the first thing we can do is add in any extensions and put in any rules. So you can put things like kebab case, camel case. You can use regular expressions. So let's start off with just say JS. So let's say we want this to be kebab case. We can also just do a CSS extension, and we can maybe call this camel case. And you can also do the same for snake case. I won't do that one here. Now you can also do the rules based on directory names. So we could just do dir, and we could just have a regex, and then we could do say like a 0 to a 9, and then we could do a dash and then we're going to do a minus, and then let's put a plus there. So this rule is just basically going to mean that all directories have to begin or just have to contain numbers. Bit of a silly example, however, we can see our validation in progress. Now, the other thing you can do in this file is just tell it what to ignore. So if we just do this ignore attribute here, put a dash in, and let's put again node modules, because we don't want it to validate anything in there because that's outside of our scope. Also, let's ignore the Git folder. So going back to our terminal now, we've got some configuration, and if we do a clear, if we do an npm run lint, hopefully everything should go through as expected. So the rule regex 09 does not exist. So let's see, I've probably done a silly typo because I can be a bit of a numpty. Let's open this back up, and then let's just paste back in. So we've got dir.regex, which is what we're expecting, and then I'm missing the colon right there. That's the silly thing. So regex colon and then your rule, and then let's just quickly run the linter again, and as you can see right there, my linting is absolutely fine. We've got no folders, however there's no errors. So now let's create a folder. I'm going to call my folder John. Now remember, we've got that regex rule on directories, so this should fail because it's not a number only. So now if I do my npm run lint, I should get a nice error, and as you can see, /John failed for rules regex 0 to 9. So let's just change this to 9, rerun my linting tool, and as you can see, it's gone through. So this way you can build up all these complicated rules. You can ensure that all the directories, all the files with all the different extensions all use the naming convention that you want. So you can either use regexes, or you can just go for like the camel cake, the kebab case, or the snake case. No matter what you want, you can have these different rules. And going into this .lslint YAML file right over here, you can add in everything you want. As I said, this takes you about less than 5 minutes to install. It's going to massively improve the quality of your code base. So install it today and be a legend. And that basically concludes everything you need to know about lslint. Now, what do you think? Have you just learned about file-based linting like I have? For me, it's a bit of a head blower upper. I mean, I've been doing linting and code quality for ages. However, I've never thought about installing a package just to make sure that the file names and directories are labeled correctly. So for me, this is a massive win. So what do you think? Do you agree with me? If so, leave a comment below. Also, if you know any tips on how to improve code quality, let me know so I can do a video about them. Well, we've got to that stage in the video where it's time for me to sell all my stuff. Now, I do a weekly newsletter. The link is below. Every Sunday, subscribe to it. It's free. You'll get a load of links, a load of interesting things that I've learned about this week, as well as a bit of update on my content. So yeah, it's free. I recommend doing it. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button. You love these videos, you know you do. So hit that subscribe button, you little tinker. Also, if you want to do me a solid, hit that like button, because that basically helps me to trick YouTube into sharing my video to more people, trying to grow this channel, so I would very much appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope you've got some value from this video. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world, and happy coding!